Yesterday was so fun. Yesterday was amazing. My friend Katie Maris, that's how she says it now that I think about it. I was listening to her. She said her name a couple times yesterday, and it was Katie Maris. I've always said Katie Maris, so I need to clarify that because it's super, super important. I probably need to clarify my hair, too. This is crazy. But yesterday, my friend Katie Maris came in, and we had the opportunity to work with and educate teenagers, right, age 13 to 19 in this entrepreneur 800% elite teen entrepreneur business class. We're now 3 weeks into this class, which is crazy because I was so nervous about the class out the gate. But here we are. We're 3 weeks into the class. It's been great. Katie came yesterday, and we just had an amazing time. And it was fascinating because as I listened to some of the things that she shared, with these kids, we're not just teaching these kids, like a business class in college. No, we're teaching these kids who you have to become and ultimately who you have to become in order to build a successful business, right? A successful business is the reflection of who you've become as a human being. And so we're working on developing the human as well as teaching them the strategies. Katie said it yesterday. She said there's the the start, the story, and the strategy, right? And she broke down the importance of the morning routine. She broke down the importance of the story that we tell ourselves and that we tell others. And then she broke down the strategy that you apply in business to create a better customer experience. And overall, it was just really impactful. But as I watched her move and I watched her work the room and I watched the way that she engages and shares, I saw someone who's relentless. Relentless in her pursuit for success of what she defines as success for herself. Relentless in her desire to make an impact on others. Katie flew in. This is just a small class of teenagers, right? Small class of teenagers. Ain't no speaking fee. Ain't nothing like that. She flew in from California. She was in San Francisco. She flew in from California, got in at midnight, did the class, jumped back on a plane at 5 o'clock and flew back to California. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Being willing, it was 10 hours of travel each way. Being willing to travel 10 hours each way to end up right back where you started. To end up right back where you started. To go out and have an opportunity to serve, 15, 16 teenagers. That's what Relentless looks like, bro. Willing to do whatever it takes to ultimately serve in your path of alignment, right? The thing that moves you and brings you joy. That unlocks the zone. Tim Grover talks about the zone. That unlocks the zone. We've been talking about this book, Relentless, this week. We're going to continue that conversation. But shout out Katie Maris. Thank you for all that you do for the auto industry, all that you do for me as a friend, all that you did for those kids yesterday that'll impact their lives forever, and all that you continue to do by living the best version of yourself you can possibly be. You're a rock star. Thanks, Katie. Good morning and welcome to the #1 morning show in America. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 9, author, speaker, and the founder of 800%.life. It's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Thursday. That's right, today is Thursday, March 5th, 2026. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, March 5th, 2026. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most of this absolutely incredible, incredible day. Coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. It's supposed to be like 66 or 67 degrees today, which makes me very, very happy. It's been rainy and it's been wet, but I don't care as long as it's warm. I am totally cool with wet and warm. I think that's an amazing combination. Works out just great versus snow, ice, wet, cold. No, thank you. I would much rather have what we've got going on outside. I was like, it's going to be an amazing week this week. She's like, dude, it's raining all week. What are you talking about? I'm like, it's warm. That's all I care about. It is warm. This week on this show, we have been exploring what it really means to be relentless. In our morning five planners, every month we have a book that we kind of share we have a book that we share that we read together as a community. This month we're looking at the book Relentless by Tim Grover. And what I decided to do with the show is I truly believe there's some underlying messages in that book that a lot of people don't get. I think a lot of people, or maybe they get them. I shouldn't say that. I think there's some underlying messages that I've found within the book, looking at it a little bit differently, not necessarily looking at it from the kind of like masculine, macho, rah type of book that it can come across as, but looking at the underlying themes and the underlying patterns and the underlying things that we need to extract from human beings and what it really looks like to be relentless. Like what I just said at the very beginning of this show about Katie Maris, that's what relentless looks like. And so we've been exploring that all week, and we kind of broke down definition of relentless as showing or promising no abatement of severity, intensity, strength, or pace. No abatement. We're not slowing down. We're not backing off. It's not happening. Severity stays the same. Intensity stays the same. Strength or pace stays the same as we are in pursuit of that which brings out best versions of ourselves. And earlier in the week, we've talked about the myth of balance. Earlier in the week, we've had the opportunity to just really break down different aspects of this thing called relentless. And we're going to continue to do so today, because there's one belief that I want to challenge in everybody today. If you make it through the whole show, great, you're going to get all the pieces. But if this is if only what you get is this here in the beginning, I want to challenge the belief that most people think success requires more gas, more motivation, more discipline, more hustle, more grind. Because listen, I have invested many, many years studying high performers, from athletes to entrepreneurs to leaders to artists. And I've noticed something. I've noticed a pattern. The difference between those that really, really, really seem to climb and find massive levels of success, however you want to define that. The ones that really stand out from the crowd versus the people that don't, the 99%. It's not about how hard they push the gas, even though they do push the gas hard, but it's more about how quickly they remove the brakes. Like here's what I mean by that. Imagine you're in a car, right? You're in a car, you're pressing the gas, the engine's screaming, right? Like it's freaking, engine's going, right? But the car barely moves anywhere. The car barely moves anywhere. Why does the car barely move anywhere when you are like stepping on the gas, you're gunning it. Car barely moves. Why? Because the other foot is still on the brake. And unfortunately, this is how a lot of people live their lives. They want the success. They get hyped up. They go to the conference. They've got the motivation. They've got the education. They've got the inspiration. They've got all of those things. They're jacked up. They're ready to run through brick walls. They want success, but yet they're holding the brakes. Now, that's a metaphor, obviously, in a car. So what are the brakes? What are the brakes that are keeping people from reaching that super high level of success? Fear. That's a brake. Self-doubt. Self-doubt, that's a brake. Procrastination. Anybody getting hit in the gut yet? Fear is a brake. Self-doubt is a brake. Procrastination is a brake. Distraction is a brake. Comparison is a brake. Comfort is a brake. Some of you don't need more gas. You don't need to work harder. You don't need to wake up any earlier. You don't need to stay up any later. You don't need to go to another motivational experience. Some of you do not need more gas. You just need to release the freaking brake. We're going to talk more about that today. Before we do, though, you know what we got to do on this show? You know what we got to do on this show? Let's go. This is the part of the show. Come on. Do some dancing. Let's go. Get the body in motion. Let's get the body in motion. Let's go. Come on. I don't care where you are around the world. I really don't. I don't care where you are around the world. I don't care if you're in the car with your kids. I don't care if you're at the office. I don't care if you're, out. Oh, I'm not going to say that. But I don't care where you are. Just get your body in motion, all right? Get your body in motion. This is also the part of the show where I need you to hit that share button. That's right. I need you to hit that share button. Because I believe if we can change the way people start their day, it'll make a massive impact on this planet. I truly believe that. And sometimes all it takes to change the way somebody starts their day is for you, yes, you, to hit that share button. This is also the part of the show where I want to say good morning to you, and I want you to say good morning to me. Whether you're watching this show on live or you're watching this show on replay, say what's up to me, and I will say what's up back. Look at all these people on the live. I always love it. I love just seeing all the comments rolling in and all the likes and all the hearts and all that stuff. I see it right there on my phone, and it's always like juice, man. It is fuel. When you guys are blowing that thing up and it looks like that, it's amazing, man. I really, really appreciate it. Good morning, Tosh Queen. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Scott Flansburgh, the human calculator. March 5th is the 64th day of the year. 301 days left. 9 weeks gone already. Can you believe it? Amazing. Trisha Rue is in the building. Thank you for being here, Trisha Rue. Greg Becker is in the building. Luis Grafton Nonis is in the building. Marilyn Wilkin, Maria Lind, Angela Heath is in the building. Spencer Nicholson, good morning. Malika Starr Carey, good morning. Don Sankey, good morning. Valerie Stone, good morning. Robin Price, William Bush, Tara Hope, Mike Rendine says no brakes. All gas, no brakes. Let's go. Bella Linda Rigby is in the building. Thanks for being here, Bella. I see, I already said hi, Mary Lynn. Tanya Colquhoun, good morning to you. Wes Storm, good morning to you. Bill Harris, good morning to you. Jody Tibbs, good morning, Jody. Rich Pentrick is in the building. Robert Pollard is in the building. Peter Ainsworth, what's up, Peter? Great to see you, man. Thanks for being here. Dwayne Moser is in the building. Thanks for being here, Dwayne. Greg Becker is in the building. Paul Brinley is in the building. Oswald Joseph Bien Amay, thank you for being here. Patricia Frudenberg is in the building this morning. Thanks for being here as well. Russell Hill is up in here. My boy Jamal McCoy is up in here. Tag your friends. Get them in here. We're going to talk about the 4 breaks that are holding us back, 4 that I can come up with for now. There might be a few more. But we're going to talk about these 4 breaks. So get your friends in here, tag your friends, hit the share button. Thanks for being here. For those of you that are watching on replay, make sure you drop a comment so that I know that you stopped by. Now, also, while I have your attention, if you go to 800%.life/upcoming-events, 800%.life/upcoming-events. We've got a leadership workshop that's going to be happening here in Lexington, Kentucky, March 17th and 18th. This is a free workshop. If you are a leader, you're wanting to become a better leader, or you want to, you have some leaders in your organization, send them to me. I'm going to make sure they walk away with not only the strategies that they need to be a better leader, but ultimately I'll make sure they come back with that Glenergy. You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure they come back with the Glenergy. I'll make sure that we release whatever breaks are keeping them from being successful. So whether that be you or the people that you send, that event is happening. Go to 800%.life/upcoming-events, upcoming-events. This is a free workshop. We just decided at the beginning of the year, when I say we, I say me. Bill Harrison said he'll be there. That's awesome. We just decided that we were going to put human beings in this office for us to serve as much as humanly possible this year. We just decided. Like every other month, we're going to have an event, whether it be for salespeople, for leadership, so on and so forth. We're bringing the kids in. We got the kids in here on Wednesdays. We're teaching the kids. Like, we just decided we're going to fill the office. We're going to serve as much as humanly possible. We don't sell these tickets. We don't sell the tickets. I don't want any barrier. Like, if you want to come learn, come learn. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're rolling this year. And I got to tell you, it's crazy. We've made more money this year and in just the first couple months than probably probably all of 2024 anyway. 2024 was a tougher year. But just by serving, man, and just by taking care of people and just by doing the right thing, it's amazing how it all comes around. Neil Almaral, thanks for being here, man. It's great to see you. All right. So I wanted you to know about that. And let's dive in.
The most beautiful part about any craft is starting at the beginning. That is the most purest form of artistry, because you have to learn the building blocks, every little step, all the fundamentals. I mean, that's the most beautiful part to me. You start with, where do you want your game to be? What would make your game most unstoppable or hard to deal with? And now you work backwards from there. And you start building it one piece at a time, one move at a time, one counter at a time.
So at the age of 18, this was my life, right? So you can't possibly become better than me because you're not spending the time on it that I do.
That's the only way you get better, is by pushing yourself past exhaustion.
Now imagine you wake up at 3, you train at 4, you go 4 to 6, come home, breakfast, relax, now you're back at it again, 9 to 11, right? Relax, and now it's done, you're back at it again, 2 to 4, and now you're back at it again, 7 to 9. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4, right? And so now you do that, and as the years go on, the separation that you have with your competitors and your peers just grows larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. And by year 5 or 6, doesn't matter what kind of work they do in the summer, they're never going to catch up.
There's a choice that we have to make as people, as individuals. If you want to be great at something, It's a choice that you have to make. We all can be masters at our craft, but you have to make a choice. I love what I do. And it's as simple as that. I get so much enjoyment from it.
One of the things I always loved, and I guess continue to love about Kobe Bryant is I don't know of any breaks that this guy was putting on anything. And what he said right there in that video, if you listen to it, the best part is the start. The best part is the start when you're doing something new and you're having to learn all the different building blocks and fundamentals and so on and so forth. Kobe created not just an impact that he made on the court, but the things that he did later in life after making mistakes along the way, right? Which we all do. He created these things later in life. He created an amazing podcast for kids. He created some incredible animations. Like, he was learning to be a director. He was learning film. He was learning all of these different things, right? Because it's that piece in the beginning where you're just learning all the building blocks. Like, that's the fun part. That's the most amazing part. And here's what it seems like a lot of people struggle with, right? A lot of people struggle, whereas they've got the gas down, vroom, vroom, right? For lack of a better sound effect. They've got the gas down, but they've got the other foot on the brake. And one of those brakes is they're afraid of being judged. Fear of judgment is a brake. Because the truth of the matter is, most people are not afraid of failure. Like we say, oh, you're afraid to fail. You're afraid to fail, afraid to fail. I don't think people are afraid to fail. I think people are afraid to look foolish. So because they're afraid to look foolish, they won't start the business. They won't post the video. They won't speak up. They won't try something new because someone ultimately might judge them, right? And I don't want to look foolish. But here's the truth. The people that are judging you, the people that you're worried about, people that are judging you, these are people that never started. They never started something themselves. Like when I hang out with some of the most, the richest, the successful, the most joyful, so on and so forth, and I tell them an idea or a concept or anything like that, like whether it looks foolish or not, they're like, let's go. Let's go. The only people that ever judge are the people that aren't doing anything. The only people that ever judge are the armchair quarterbacks and the internet trolls, so on and so forth. Nobody who's actually doing anything ever judges any of the things in a negative way that I choose to do. Never. There's this lady that pops up in my feed every once in a while on TikTok. She cracks me up. This is a lady who is not afraid to look foolish. Check this out. For those of you that are just listening on the podcast or whatever, you might want to come tune in and watch this video, or I'll give you the name so you can check it out. But check this out.
Do you care what people think about you? Do you care what people say about you? Do the opinions of others hold you back from being your most wild and authentic self? I can't do that. What would people say? It's harder in the front. Most of us fear being embarrassed in front of others, and that keeps us from taking risks. A lot of us anticipate how we think we might be received, and so that keeps us from doing things that might make people uncomfortable. And then that shame and that fear lives inside of our bodies. we unconsciously tell our bodies, oh no, it's not safe to move in those ways. So then our bodies become frozen. This gives the signal to our brain that it's not safe to think within these ways. And then our brains become paralyzed. Our minds and our bodies are in communication. And if we're telling them, you gotta make sure you're doing everything so that people accept you, well then, how are you ever gonna challenge anyone? Or yourself? We have
She is wild, and I love it because she's free. She's got no brakes, man. Ain't no brake on that woman. That's why she's blowing up on TikTok. That's why she gets millions and millions of views, right? And that's why she's making an impact. That's why she's on my show today. That's why she stands out. When I say on my show, I played her video, right? That's why she stands out. Because she's not afraid to be judged by anyone else. But yet here you and I are holding back because some so-and-so that's never done anything in their life might judge us. Break number two is comfort. You see, comfort is so seductive, right? Comfort feels good. That's why they call it comfort, right? Comfort feels, you got your comfort food. You know, I always, you feel sick or whatever, get some comfort food. I want the food that mama makes. I got my comfort ice cream. I got so and so forth. Like comfort, we're always seeking comfort. That's a comfortable chair. That's a comfortable couch. That's a comfortable job. I just want enough to be comfortable. Everybody's seeking comfortable, but comfort quietly steals your future. See, the thing about comfort is you don't get worse overnight. No. The more comfortable you get, you just kind of drift. You stop pushing over here where you know you should. You stop growing like you know you should. You stop experimenting with things like you know you should. And suddenly, next thing you know, 5 years pass. You're like, damn, I should have done that thing. You see, Relentless is about being willing to feel uncomfortable for longer periods of time than most other people. So look, man, I'm just here to tell you, for most of you, that which you're looking to achieve is not going to require you to wake up 3 hours earlier. That which you're looking to achieve is not going to require you to burn the candle on both ends, put in all the extra hours, effort, energy, attention, so on and so forth, learn the new skill. It's not gas that's messing you up, dude. You're pushing the gas. You've been pushing the gas. You're pushing the gas. You're like, man, I just can't break through. Why can't I break through? Like it's because you're pushing the gas, but you're holding the brake. Maybe it's a brake that you're of a fear of being judged. Maybe it's a brake that you want to and are seeking comfort. But I'm here to tell you we're most comfortable in life right before death. And I don't know about you, but I'm not ready to die yet. Don't seek comfort. Seek that which makes you uncomfortable. Kobe said it in the video. Seek that which makes you uncomfortable. And Nate, I just saw your comment, first time in a year visiting the grave. May God be with you, bro. Break number 3 is distraction. We live in the most distracted era in human history. We're talking infinite scrolling, notifications, entertainment, opinions, noise, email, all the things, right? And here's the truth. In a world with so many distractions, focus has now become a superpower. Like if you can literally just stay focused, it's a superpower. So you got to understand, relentless people don't necessarily work more hours. They protect their attention better than everyone else. I saw a video of Kobe, they had like a mascot, or they had somebody in the hallway, and all the players are coming in, and then as they would come around the corner, the mascot would like jump at them, and some players are like, ah, and other players like, ugh! And some of the players are like, oh, I'm gonna punch back, right? And it jumps in front of Kobe, and he doesn't move. He doesn't flinch, like not even a little bit. There's another scene where homeboys got the basketball, Kobe's guarding him, right? And homeboy's got the basketball, and he pushes it like he's going to throw it in Kobe's face. And he doesn't even blink, bro. He's just so focused. Nothing is going to distract him. If you want to be relentless, you got to learn to be able to focus, not allow the distraction. This is why the morning 5 is so important. The morning 5, my morning routine is so important. No words, headphones on, glass of ice water, me, my thoughts, gratitude, goals. It's so important because I'm practicing focus. Like when you sit down and do your morning routine every day, you're teaching your body that it's okay to not be inundated by all these different sources, that it's okay to focus in on one thing. It's going to make your life better, more impactful. So listen, in today's world, what a gift, bro. Focus has become a superpower. But that means you have to get rid of this break of distraction because it's keeping you from reaching and achieving the highest version of yourself you can possibly be. Now, I've given you 3 breaks, right? Fear of judgment is a break we need to let off of. When you let off of the fear of judgment, dude, you're going to see things accelerate for you like unimaginable. Comfort. Only wanting to do the things that feel comfortable. Seeking all that comfort. I don't want to go work out. That's uncomfortable. I don't want to go outside. That's uncomfortable. I don't want anybody to see me. That's uncomfortable. I don't want to raise my voice. That's uncomfortable. I don't want to do any of those things that's uncomfortable. Cool. You keep seeking comfort. I'm going to go to the top of the mountain. And then there's this break of distraction. You learn to get focused specifically. You learn to get focused specifically on where you're headed and what you're called to do, and to get rid of these distractions. Dude, you don't need more motivation. You don't need more another tool or a widget or a gadget. You just got to step into best version of yourself you can possibly be. Release the brakes. You're already stepping on the gas. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, step on the gas, give it more. None of that's going to matter as long as you got your foot on the brakes. Does gas matter? Yeah. Do we need acceleration? Yes. Do we need to execute? Yes. Do we need to go? Yes. But stepping on the gas while holding the brake, dude. All right, there's one last break, but I'm not going to give it to you today. I'm going to give it to you tomorrow. So make sure you come back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do this all over again. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go ahead and hit that share button, tag some friends. I greatly appreciate it. And have an amazing day today, all right? Just have an amazing day. If nobody's told you yet today, let me be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. And out of love, I want you to have an amazing day today. Memorable, impactful, one for the books. You're like, dude, March 5th, 2026. That was the day. You deserve it. Continue to step on the gas as you are, but release the brakes. And let's see you walk in your full potential. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again. Peace.